Welcome to the Cisco Security Architecture Specialization Training, T4, Web and Email Security. This is Module 4 of the Cisco Security Architecture Specialization Training for Systems Engineers. Before beginning this module, please make sure that you've completed T1 through T3, which provide foundational information. At the end of this module, systems engineers should be able to demonstrate knowledge of the key features of web security and how they work, the key features of DNS layer security and how they work, the key features of email security and how they work, how web and email security solutions can meet business needs. In this course, we will cover web security, DNS layer security, email security, how to sell web and email security solutions. Web and email security. Today, there are more web and email threats than ever before. Cybercrime is a growing industry with an increasing list of known and unknown potential threats for web and email users. In fact, 50% of data is stolen in mere hours. Yet most point-of-sale intrusions go undiscovered for weeks, and 54% of breaches aren't discovered until months after initial intrusion. These breaches can be incredibly costly. In fact, 51% of companies reported a loss of $10 million or more in the last year alone. With cybercriminals becoming more and more resourceful, the accompanying threats are also changing. Effective web and email security used to mean blocking navigation to bad URLs and having a spam filter on email. It was on these websites and emails where malware was delivered to unsuspecting users. Bad actors used backdoors created by malware along with other techniques to gain access to infrastructure and information. By preventing access to known high-risk sites, like those selling illegal pharmaceuticals or counterfeit luxury goods, organizations were able to feel confident they had protected themselves from the vast majority of web security risks. This is no longer true. Today, business and industry sites are one of the top 3 categories visited when a malware encounter occurs. Now, exploit-laden online ads are distributed through legitimate websites. Hackers target user communities on common public forums, and threats come via email with attackers posing as genuine businesses. Today, over 90% of malware uses DNS in attacks, yet most companies don't even monitor DNS. And the ever-changing threat landscape leaves the possibility for even greater attacks tomorrow. Simply blocking sites and employing spam filters is no longer practical, but Cisco provides a solution. Cisco's web and email security solution includes Cisco Web Security, Domain Name System Layer Security, and Cisco Email Security, all accompanied by the leading Talos Security Intelligence and Research Group technology. Cisco Web and Email Security also includes features that provide configurations and operations management capabilities. Cisco's Web and Email Security offers incredible value to customers across their business. Cisco's comprehensive web and email security offers increased threat protection, consistent control, and flexible solutions. Cisco's web and email security solution offers unmatched, comprehensive web and email protection, safeguarding every device, everywhere, all the time, all the while giving customers control and preventing data loss on all devices. Finally, web and email security can extend security to all web and email usage to deliver the flexibility customers need. Let's take a closer look at the features for web and email security. This whiteboard provides a simple outline of how Cisco web and email security components work together. This whiteboard is meant to be illustrative and can be leveraged in your customer conversations. Cisco's comprehensive web and email security offers increased threat protection before, during, and after an attack. With today's landscape full of advanced malware and zero-day attacks, point-in-time technologies alone aren't good enough. You need both point-in-time and continuous protection. Hiding behind incoming content might be any number of threats waiting to infect users. Threats that are now designed to hide in plain sight on the legitimate websites you use every day. Cisco's web and email security solutions comprehensively defend against any threat by first scanning and then blocking, delivering or flagging incoming content. OpenDNS also predicts and prevents threats faster and more reliably with cloud-delivered protection at the DNS and IP layers. But web and email security doesn't stop there. It also monitors traffic continuously, offers retroactive security, and facilitates remediation to stop the spread of attacks. increases visibility into attack impact, and speeds up incident investigations. Let's see what protection across the attack continuum looks like for web security. Cisco Web Security blocks malware before it can ever come close to your system, with reputation filtering, URL filtering, and dynamic content analysis. Next, protect during an attack. 2 signature-based anti-malware engines run in parallel for increased protection against attacks. Outbreak Intelligence identifies unknown unusual behaviors and zero-hour outbreaks. File Reputation captures a fingerprint of each file to check against zero-day exploits. And File Sandboxing examines files in a safe environment. What happens in the event that an attack does pass through perimeter defenses? Monitor continuously for instances of undetected malware and breaches with file retrospection. Reduce time to discovery with cognitive threat analytics, part of Cisco's advanced threat security solution. And solve the problem of malicious files with response and remediation through advanced malware protection and AMP Threat Grid, also part of Cisco's advanced threat security solution. AMP Threat Grid, which provides additional malware analysis and threat intelligence capabilities, is integrated with web and email security, and since then, we've seen a significant rise in detected threats. Cisco also offers protection for email across the attack continuum. Reputation filtering drops 80 to 90% of spam automatically before it even enters your network via email. Cisco's email security solution protects the customer from inbound threats, including anti-spam and antivirus defense, URL scanning, file reputation, file sandboxing, and get continuous analysis and retrospective alerting with AMP. Lastly, Cisco offers protection at the DNS layer, both on and off the network, with Open DNS Umbrella, a solution that provides domain and IP blocking on any port or protocol, and command and control callbacks. The Open DNS counterpart to Umbrella is Investigate, enabling customers to research current and future threats. And both of these solutions are supported by robust threat intelligence. In addition to threat defense, Cisco Content Security Solutions give admins the ability to easily set and manage company-wide web security policies. Let's take a look at another example. Here is a company admin. Over here is a company user. Cisco Email Security empowers admins to control their company email with predefined policies, covering government, private sector, and custom company-specific regulations. Choose from a library of over 100 DLP policies, with a push of a button interface to activate compliance requirements. Next, mitigate risks related to compliance and liability with specific web usage controls. Block access to inappropriate sites with URL filtering. Easily set domains to not enter your environment, specified by role. Scan page content with Cisco's dynamic content analysis engine, and partially or completely block the page based on your policies. Next, control access to relevant parts of an application with granular application visibility and control. For example, permit your users to go on Facebook for their job, but block them from playing games. Or allow users to read and send personal webmail, but don't let them download or upload documents. Control all of this from a simple-to-use, cloud-based, centralized management and reporting interface. Access a variety of predefined reports and generate customized reports in minutes. Open DNS Umbrella provides centralized, comprehensive management capabilities that are accessible anywhere with Internet. So you've enforced policies for users inside the corporate network, but what if your users are outside the corporate network, in a home office, airport, or coffee shop? Extend always-on web security to roaming users with the AnyConnect client and Open DNS Umbrella. When users leave your corporate network, AnyConnect automatically detects roaming and dynamically initiates a secure SSL tunnel that directs all external web traffic to the closest cloud proxy. Open DNS Umbrella continues to protect you when your devices go offline or when your VPNs are turned off. Cisco Email Security also enables senders to manually encrypt a message with no desktop software or additional management required. Cisco Registered Envelope Service, the most advanced cloud-based encryption key service available today, provides all user registration and authentication as a highly available managed service. Manage recipient registration, authentication, and encryption keys per message and recipient. For enhanced security, locked message content goes straight from your gateway to the recipient, while the encryption key is sent to the recipient through CRESS. Universal device support guarantees that secure messages can be read by any recipient no matter what device they use to open the message. Secure replies and forwards are automatically encrypted to maintain end-to-end privacy and control. Now let's dive deeper into the different features for web and email, starting with web security. Cisco offers a web security solution with a dynamic set of threat defense and control features. Each feature will be explained in greater depth, but first is an overview of the solution. For example, a web request is made by a user protected by a Cisco web security solution. The instant the request is made, URL filtering checks against a list of known bad URLs to determine if the site is malicious or restricted given the web security policy. Simultaneously, the reputation filter checks the context and gives the site a score. Sites that score below a certain threshold are at this point blocked. Also in this stage of the attack continuum, application visibility and control provides threat-focused visibility and granular control over application usage. If the request is approved by AVC and passes the URL and reputation filters, it proceeds to Dynamic Content Analysis, DCA, which dynamically analyzes the content of the page itself. If the page conflicts with the web security policy, the page is blocked. If the page remains clean after being run through DCA, it is subject to signature-based anti-malware engines, which scan individual objects on the page, blocking those objects that exhibit known malicious traits. At this stage, for on-premises web security, data loss prevention protects users from accidentally sending out sensitive information. Also, for web security on-premises, Layer 4 monitoring scans all ports, blocking malware from attempting to enter the network. Next, for cloud web security, any remaining objects that do not conform to known behaviors are run real-time in a sandbox and analyzed to determine whether they harbor new, unidentified forms of malware. New malware behavior discovered in this way is uploaded to Cisco Talos, expanding the database of known malicious behaviors and signatures. Finally, advanced malware protection will review files on the website with point-in-time protection and continuous analysis to further block malicious threats and offer a remediation roadmap if infected. Once the website is deemed clean, the user is then able to access the URL, all of which is done in less than a fraction of a second. We will now dive deeper into each of these features, starting with web filtering and dynamic content analysis. Once a web request is made, URL filtering leverages the Talos URL database to look for known malicious websites. Based on what category the known URL is placed in and the web policies of the administrator, the request can allow, warn, or block the request. With new websites being created every day, it is important to also have protection against unknown URLs. Dynamic Content Analysis, or DCA, scans the text, then scores the relevancy of the text on the page, noting that different areas of the text on a page may fall under different categories. Next, DCA takes the data from its scan and calculates model document proximity, returning the closest categorical match for the page requested. The page and text, having been categorized, will then either be allowed, warned, blocked, or partially blocked based on the policy being enforced. Whether a customer clicks on a known website or not, Cisco Web Security will ensure the proper policy is enforced. Cisco Web Security also delivers context-based reputation filtering to identify and block threats. Cisco Web Reputation Filtering helps protect against a broad range of URL-based threats. This solution asks a simple but powerful question: what is the reputation of the URL? When assessing the trustworthiness of a URL, a great deal can be determined by analyzing contextual data. Cisco Web Reputation Filtering is facilitated by the world's largest email and web traffic monitoring network, the Cisco Sender-Based Network. Cisco Web Reputation Filtering differs from a traditional URL blacklist or whitelist because it analyzes a broad set of data and produces a higher granular score of -10 to +10. Now let's see this in action. Who? Threats show themselves in different places across the network. Sometimes it's a malicious email server sending spam, or a malicious web server hosting malicious content. It's important Cisco distinguishes between these entities with the granularity to determine things like if a domain is hosting malware versus sending spam. Where? Each geographic area has a certain level of risk associated with it. By adding geolocation to the context, Cisco gets a better picture of where malicious threats tend to aggregate, where Cisco should pay more attention, and add this to the mix to determine level of maliciousness. How? Cisco takes information about how content arrived and through what protocols. Asking questions like, is this email behavior normal? Is the connection encrypted? and keying in on levels of risk based on our historical database. In this example, Cisco has found dynamic IP addresses are used more often to host and deliver malicious content. When? Finally, Cisco combines everything with time-bound variables. From this, Cisco can determine information such as when a domain or mail server was registered. Content poses more risk if it was sent from a domain that was registered under 1 minute ago versus one that has been around over a year. All of this is done in real time, and once Cisco looks across all this rich context, they can identify threats and block them before they can cause damage. In addition to the extensive threat defense features of Cisco Web Security, it also offers increased control over data entering and exiting the network. A few years ago, everyone blocked social networking sites, but companies today embrace and even leverage social media for marketing or to reach out to their constituents or consumers. With application visibility and control, AVC, companies no longer need to worry about potential breaches due to the use of social media sites. AVC gives customers the flexibility of allowing their employees to utilize web applications, while also having ability to block or monitor parts or the whole application. Through AVC, the administrator has usage control for over 1,000 web applications and 150,000 micro applications. AVC also offers threat-focused defense against problematic browsing and applications. AVC gives the administrator granular control over these applications and allows customers to block or monitor applications or the sub-applications that may pose an increased risk. These micro applications are bucketed into easy-to-use categories, so administrators can easily allow or deny access to the relevant parts of the application. Cisco Web Security also delivers real-time malware scanning to increase peace of mind accessing the web. To increase the protection of the users, Cisco Web Security has multiple anti-malware engines that scan all traffic, increasing the malware catch rate. To reduce the sorts of delays a multiple anti-malware inspection process might require, intelligent multi-scanning analyzes traffic in real time and breaks it into functional elements. These elements, once identified, are pushed to the malware engine best suited to scanning that class of object. At this point, the user also has the ability to determine what types of malware they want to monitor or block. Together, this system enables the most robust anti-malware inspection on the market while optimizing processing speeds and preventing traffic bottlenecks. And if the anti-malware scanning engines come across an unknown object that does not conform to a known or expected behavior, it is run in a sandbox to see how it behaves in a controlled environment to identify if the object is malicious. If the site is clean, access will be granted. Cisco Web Security also delivers advanced traffic monitoring on premises. Available on premises, the Integrated Layer 4 or L4 Traffic Monitor scans all network ports, detecting and blocking spyware activity. By tracking all network ports, the L4 Traffic Monitor effectively stops malware that attempts to bypass protected ports. In addition, the L4 Traffic Monitor is able to dynamically add IP addresses of known malware domains to its list of ports and IP addresses to detect and block. Using this dynamic discovery capability, the L4 Traffic Monitor can track the movement of malware in real time, even as the malware host tries to avoid detection by migrating from one IP address to another. Finally, reports from the Layer 4 Traffic Monitor help the customer quickly identify potential compromised hosts on your network. These actionable reports help you to minimize the time wasted on forensics and focus your efforts on cleaning up infected hosts. Cisco also offers control over data loss prevention. Cisco Web Security offers 2 levels of data loss prevention, DLP. First, Cisco offers basic data loss prevention on premises with WSA or in the cloud with CWS. Basic DLP allows the customer to create general rules, such as blocking any Excel files, or something more specific, such as don't allow financial earnings to be uploaded to the web zone category. The customer can also create rules based on context, who it is and where it's going, as well as what it is, like file date, file type, and file size. Advanced DLP is found on WSA through integrating with third-party DLP solutions. Advanced DLP offers deep content analysis, allowing the solution to scan files specifically for credit card or other sensitive information. With the help of DLP, the administrator can also block the ability to upload certain files to cloud-based sites, such as Dropbox or Gmail. Cloud Web Security offers advanced real-time cloud sandboxing that protects the user even further. In addition to working with the best-of-breed commercially available AV scanning engines, Cisco Web Security is uniquely able to stop new threats in real time by leveraging a proprietary outbreak intelligence engine. The Outbreak Intelligence Engine works by first deconstructing every web page into its core components, such as HTML, scripts, or Flash. The Outbreak Intelligence Engine then uses scanlets to analyze the individual components and run them through a sandbox in real time to determine how each component behaves. This highly parallel scanning process is designed to maximize security while minimizing latency. Any malware and suspicious behavior detected is blocked. In addition, this real-time analysis uses a combination of static and dynamic techniques to deliver a 20% increase in malware detection over exclusively using traditional list, signature, and reputation systems. Advanced Malware Protection, AMP for web, an optional add-on, provides users increased detection and malware blocking abilities. AMP provides protection before, during, and after an attack, of which you will learn more about in Module T6, Advanced Threat. For now, let's see AMP in action for web security. If a user clicks on a website that does not have any files suspected of malware, it will move through the scanning process rapidly. On the contrary, if a user clicks on a site that has potential malware or malicious files, AMP analyzes the files with features available through point-in-time protection. Cisco One-to-One Signature Engine analyzes the suspected file for specific instances of file signatures that are known to be malware. Fuzzy fingerprint identification determines and captures a given threat, as well as polymorphic variants of that threat, by using large-scale data mining techniques and an algorithmic detection engine. The machine learning engine, with the help of large-scale analytics, helps to enable Cisco to construct automated models, optimized for real-world scenarios that is used to distinguish the difference between malicious and benign software. With our advanced analytics engine, powered by the Cisco Collective Security Intelligence Cloud, Cisco can identify new threats by analyzing global trends. The dynamic analysis engine works as a sort of second opinion or consultation. Files that have been analyzed by all other engines and still have a disposition of being unknown can be sent automatically to the dynamic analysis engine for sandbox analysis. By fully analyzing file behavior in a sandbox environment, a threat score from 1 to 100 is calculated so that customers can automate responses and have detailed analysis for deeper investigation. In this example, the file was deemed malicious and has been blocked. In addition to point-in-time protection, retrospection security provides the first link in persistent file tracking. Retrospective security tracks the file when it enters the system, as time goes on, and reviews the disposition of the file over time. Retrospective security strings together individual point-in-time snapshots of the same file, which allows the customer to know everywhere it has been moving and everything it is doing. Now let us review deployment options for Cisco Web Security. On the right, you'll see examples of needs customers may have and Cisco Web Security deployment options that may help them solve their problem. Web Security Appliance, WSA, could be a great option for those looking for a less complex solution. Web security can also be deployed on the next-gen firewall and through mobile devices with AnyConnect. Both of these solutions are best for customers that have a mix of devices across their network. Web security also has multiple bundling options. The WSA Essentials package includes URL filtering, web reputation filtering, and web usage control, with the option to add on a la carte options such as AMP, ThreatGrid, and CTA. Additionally, the Web Security Anti-Malware Bundle includes web reputation and malware scanning provided by Sophos and McAfee. Customers can combine these two options with the continuous capabilities of cognitive threat analytics in the Web Security Premium Bundle. Cloud Web Services, the cloud-based service for web security, could help customers that don't want to add on-premises hardware. The CWS Essentials package comes equipped with URL filtering, anti-malware, and AnyConnect mobility, with log extraction and CTA offered as a la carte options. The CWS Advanced Threat Detection package consists of CTA and AMP, while the CWS Premium Bundle includes all offerings from the CWS Essentials and Advanced Threat Detection bundles. In addition to deployment and license options, it is also important to note that Advanced Malware Protection is offered as an add-on license. AMP is a good solution for customers that need increased protection from changing malware threats. Cisco Web Security, whether on-premises or in the cloud, offers customers advanced protection and control over their web usage. In addition to its comprehensive web security, Cisco also offers unmatched DNS layer security. Another component of Cisco's web and email security suite is DNS layer security through OpenDNS. OpenDNS predicts and prevents threats faster and more reliably with cloud-delivered protection at the DNS and IP layers. DNS precedes all internet connections and is used by every device in your network. Because OpenDNS works at the DNS layer, it blocks threats over any port, protocol, or app. And because it's cloud-delivered, OpenDNS covers any device on or off the corporate network with 100% uptime. It is the quickest way to improve your security posture and requires no hardware to install and no software to maintain. Plus, using OpenDNS's threat intelligence can help speed up incident investigations and response. OpenDNS is supported by an extensive global network that processes over 80 billion DNS requests per day for more than 65 million business and home users. Through a combination of automated statistical models and human intelligence, OpenDNS uncovers the internet infrastructure being used for attacks. OpenDNS identifies both current and emergent threats on the internet, and then blocks connections to these malicious sites before they're even attempted. In fact, OpenDNS blocks over 80 million malicious requests per day. There are two solutions that make up Cisco's DNS layer security. The first is Investigate. Investigate provides access to threat intelligence about domains and IPs across the internet to help you research current and future threats. Investigate provides more context about the threats that are blocked by the other Cisco DNS layer security solution, Umbrella. Umbrella enforces security at the DNS and IP layers, using the internet's existing infrastructure to block malware, phishing, and C2 callbacks over any port or protocol on and off the corporate network. DNS layer security, beginning with OpenDNS Umbrella, ensures that customers receive the best protection before, during, and after attacks across any device, anywhere. OpenDNS Umbrella offers fast, easy, cloud-delivered threat protection across any device, anywhere. It blocks threats at the IP and DNS layers before a connection can be made. Umbrella is a recursive DNS service that provides visibility into all internet activity across the organization, plus acts as your first layer of defense against threats. OpenDNS arrests attacks earlier in the kill chain. Enforcing security at the DNS layer prevents malicious IP connections from ever being established, or a malicious file from ever being downloaded. This same DNS layer of network security can contain malware and any compromised system from exfiltrating data. Command and control C2 callbacks to the attacker's botnet infrastructure are blocked over any port or protocol. Similar to Amazon learning from shopping patterns to suggest the next purchase, or Pandora learning from music listening patterns to play the next song, OpenDNS learns from internet activity patterns to identify attacker infrastructure being staged for the next threat. A differentiating feature of Umbrella is the high volume, velocity, and variety of global security data it analyzes. Over 80 billion internet requests per day. We analyze terabytes of data in real time across all markets, geographies, and protocols. This diversity provides internet-wide visibility into where threats are coming from, who is launching them, where they call back to, how widespread it is, when was the first and last time we saw it, and much more. We combine human intelligence with 3D visualizations to identify new patterns. Then we apply statistical models to categorize these patterns, detect anomalies, and automatically identify known and emergent threats. Finally, OpenDNS provides threat protection both on and off the network. A lightweight agent called the roaming client is used to simply forward DNS requests to the OpenDNS global network and is available for Mac, PCs, and iOS devices. This feature provides security for roaming users, so you have visibility and protection anywhere. Regardless of whether the customer is on the network or not, Umbrella continues to log all internet activity and provides comprehensive security protection. The threat intelligence component of DNS layer security is OpenDNS Investigate. OpenDNS Investigate provides access to all of our threat intelligence about domains and IPs across the internet. In a single correlated source, Investigate offers the most complete view of the relationships and evolution of domains, IPs, and autonomous systems, or ASNs. For example, Investigate provides access to a passive DNS database for historical domain to IP mappings, Whois record data to see who registered the domain, plus find other malicious domains registered with the same contact information, domain co-occurrences, which show other domains associated with an attack, even if they're hosted on a completely separate network. Domain and IP reputation scores to assess suspicious domains, and much more. Investigate leverages a live graph database of DNS requests and other contextual data called Security Graph. Security Graph, the technology behind Investigate, is a graphical database working behind the scenes while Investigate acts as the front-end product, providing user access to data via a web-based console or API. In short, Security Graph powers OpenDNS predictive intelligence, and Investigate makes the information accessible to its users. Security Graph analyzes live and historical DNS data from 80 billion daily DNS requests, leverages live views of connections between different networks on the Internet from 500 BGP partners, and draws insight from over 200 security partners in order to validate research and focus analysis on certain areas. This diverse dataset reveals billions of combinations of domain names, origin, and destination IP addresses that we can use to find where attacks are staged and launched, how widespread the attack is, and can even predict future threats. Cisco applies statistical models and human intelligence from the OpenDNS Security Labs teams to categorize and score the data, which enables automatic detection of patterns and anomalies, classification of malicious domains, and the ability to predict future malicious sites. It's with this predictive intelligence that OpenDNS Investigate not only uncovers current malicious domains and IPs, but also predicts potentially hazardous sites to be used in future attacks based on their characteristics and the network they're associated with. In addition to web and DNS layer security, Cisco delivers a comprehensive email security solution. Cisco Email Security offers protection for both inbound and outbound messages. Inbound protection includes anti-spam defense, outbreak filters, antivirus engines, and advanced malware and protection. To protect the sensitive emails leaving the organization, Cisco also delivers outbound protection with data loss prevention, DLP, and encryption. Anti-spam is the first line of defense to protect the customer from unwanted emails. With anti-spam defense, a message is reviewed and scanned for spam when it first enters the system, and Cisco Email Security goes through an examination of the message. Anti-spam first looks at the email reputation score that is identified through contextual analysis. Similar to the use in web security, the content is analyzed for who constructed the email, what application created the email, where it was constructed, when it was created, and how it was constructed. Customers can also create policies that block emails if they do not meet the reputation score threshold. Anti-spam defense leads Cisco to deliver less than 1 in 1 million false positives. When an outbreak occurs, Cisco delivers quick quarantine outbreak filters to keep the customer protected. To protect users from virus outbreaks, the Global Threat Operations Center analyzes the extensive Talos database and issues rules to quarantine suspicious messages. It can issue rules on any combination of 6 parameters, including file type, file name, file size, and URLs in a message. As the Threat Operations Center learns more about an outbreak, it can modify the rule and release messages from quarantine accordingly. Messages are held in quarantine until Sophos or McAfee releases an updated signature. On average, Cisco virus outbreak filters stop viruses 13 hours ahead of the next major AV vendor. Here's an example of how it works. Let's just say on any given day, in any given hour, Cisco sees 10 million executable files traveling across the email security solution. This is normal. But what if all of a sudden the volume doubles, triples, or quadruples? A huge spike in executable files? That could be a sign of a virus. With Cisco virus outbreak filters, they can see where that virus is coming from and update the Cisco email security solution to put that message in quarantine. The message will be held in quarantine until Cisco can scan the potential virus with our antivirus engine. If there is a spike in executables or other kind of dangerous traffic attempts coming from a suspicious location, Cisco virus outbreak filters can react immediately. Once the email makes it through the quarantine filter, the dual antivirus engines continue to scrub the email for potential threats. Cisco Antivirus delivers another layer of protection. Cisco works with the antivirus leaders Sophos and McAfee to deliver antivirus protection. Cisco offers customers the choice and flexibility to deploy either Sophos or McAfee antivirus engines. To increase protection, customers also have the opportunity to leverage both antivirus engines together. This layered approach guards the customer's inbox even further from malicious viruses. AMP's comprehensive malware identification also protects the customer from costly inbound attacks. AMP for email offers inbound protection against an increasing amount of email-based threats and malware. As seen in this animation, before an email is received on a computer being protected by ESA with AMP, the email will be run through the same set of point-in-time protection as the web security variant, AMP for web. The email will first go through one-to-one signature, fuzzy fingerprinting, and machine learning to identify the file, and then run through a sandbox to identify the behavior of the file with advanced analytics and dynamic analysis. In this example, the email did not pass the point-in-time protection. If a file moves around the network and is later found to be malicious, retrospective security can track the path of the file to help the administrator in the remediation process. In summary, Cisco offers the highest performing inbound email protection. Now let's look at how the customer can protect their outbound data with data loss prevention and email encryption. Data loss prevention and compliance is a key part of the Cisco email security solution. In partnering with RSA, the leader in data loss prevention, DLP technology, Cisco provides an integrated DLP to ensure compliance with industry and government regulations worldwide and help prevent confidential data from leaving the customer's network. RSA Enterprise Manager is a single portal that simplifies the process of setting common rules, policies, and remediation procedures across the organization, not just your email. This portal also allows the customer to create context-based policies that leverage the same reputation filters found with Cisco Web Security. Let's look at an example of how this system works. In this example, the DLP policies block any health information or social security numbers being sent via email. This email references a social security number, medical record number, and the person's name. The DLP solution looks for multiple violations, and each violation will raise the reputation score. The analysis doesn't stop there. In addition to looking for specific violation types, the DLP solution also looks for proximity matches to identify the topic and content category of the email. This email has multiple references to a pharmacy, clinic name, and primary provider name. Although these items separately may not create vulnerabilities, by analyzing for similarities, it helps the DLP identify if the topic of the email, in this case health information, and give the topic a reputation score based on the potential for further confidential information. If the reputation score is found to be lower than the threshold set by the organization's policies, the email will be blocked. Cisco also delivers encryption services to protect users from not only sending out confidential emails, but also from them being forwarded to unknown users. Cisco provides email encryption through the cloud-based Cisco Registered Envelope Service, or CRES. Let's go through the process of email decryption. When a user wants to encrypt a message with CRES, all they need to do is sign in and encrypt all messages or on a per-message basis. The administrator can also develop preset encryption policies that protect the organization from data leakage. Once the recipient gets the encrypted email, to authenticate all, they'll need to create an account through CRES and request the decryption key. Cisco stores all encryption keys conveniently in the cloud, allowing authorized users anytime, anywhere access. After the recipient receives the encryption key to decrypt the message, if they decide to forward the message to a different recipient, the email will automatically be encrypted once again. The new recipient will need to go through the same authentication process. Cisco CRES provides advanced protection for confidential information across the organization. Cisco provides many ways to deploy their inbound and outbound email security solutions. ESA, the on-premises email solution, offers a great option for customers looking to keep their secure data on-site. Through ESAV running on top of VMware, ESXi Hypervisor, and Cisco Unified Computing System, Cisco provides a virtual deployment option as well. This solution is great for customers looking for higher performance and that have unpredictable demand. Cisco also offers a security-as-a-service cloud-managed option. This option has Cisco manage the solution from their secure cloud servers. This solution is great for customers looking to move to the cloud and to outsource their email security administration. Cisco provides 3 different licenses for email security. The inbound license includes anti-spam defense, outbreak filters, and antivirus defense, while the outbound license includes data loss prevention and encryption. Cisco also offers a premium bundle that combines inbound and outbound protection. Finally, advanced malware protection can be added on as an additional license. AMP is ideal for customers needing additional 24/7 protection from a growing set of inbound threats. The variety of deployment options give the customer many options to find the right combination for them. Cisco AMP, coupled with web and email security, provides the best value and gives customers immense protection from a growing set of threats. and increased control over data leaving the organization. But what should you look for in order to best position and sell these solutions? As we've looked at before, here are some examples of customer needs addressed by web and email security. If a customer is worried about confidential issues, you might ask, do you need better control over your confidential data? Do you need increased threat protection for sensitive emails? You can then respond and suggest Cisco DLP and AMP by saying data loss protection is powered by RSA, the leader in DLP. DLP scores each email for sensitive information, and if the score is higher than the policy threshold, the email will be blocked. In addition, if a user is attacked from a targeted threat, AMP stops the threat before sensitive information is released. If the customer is trying to manage their usage controls, you might ask, do you have employees going to unproductive websites or applications? Do you have bandwidth constraints on your network? You should then address application visibility and control by mentioning how application visibility and control, a part of WSA, delivers increased control over content usage as well as better threat-focused visibility. AVC can block aspects of websites without having to block the whole website. For example, you can allow your marketing department to leverage Facebook but limit distractions. If a customer is worried about a recent global virus outbreak affecting their network, you might ask, do you have current email filters? Do you have antivirus protection? How often are your antivirus and filters updated? You can respond to these issues by acknowledging how Global Threat Operations, a part of ESA, analyzes data and quarantines suspicious messages. They also automatically update quarantine rules if a virus outbreak occurs. The email will stay in quarantine until the antivirus software has created an update to protect against the new threat. Finally, if customers are dealing with web security issues, you should ask, do you have malware protection? Do you have URL filtering? You can show how URL filtering and dynamic content analysis protects users while surfing the web. WSA offers URL filtering that applies policies to known web threats. And for unknown websites, dynamic content analysis scans individual pieces of websites in a sandbox before allowing access. DCA also analyzes content to determine the website category and blocks per the policy. With this approach, you should have the ability to demonstrate Cisco's web and email security solution and ensure customers know they get the best protection and control for all their web and email security needs by partnering with Cisco. Thank you. The next module you'll take is T5, Policy and Access.